I've been very happy lately that all these hoppy Brettanomyces fermented beers are out. And here's what I haven't had before. Stillwater's Tangerine Haze, that is a certain strain reference with the name there. Same with their G13 beer. They're both what they call wild India Pale Ales, which basically implies they're fermented with Brettanomyces in some way. And this one uses tangerine also in some way. With Stillwater, they don't give you much info at all. But I had the G13 wild IPA from them that had like almost an identical bottle. But that one had no fruit added, but it was aged on cedar. So I feel like the Brettanomyces had really gotten a little bit of just a touch of acid, and was really fruity, and that beer is really great. This one, with the addition of tangerine, apparently is a lot more sour. I don't know if it's the exact same recipe or how they make it. This is 7% alcohol. Their G13 wild IPA was 6.5. And this is the first time it's gotten out to the Boston area. Probably, I think that first time was last week. And I got it a few days ago. And people have been saying that it is quite sour, which the G13 was not very sour at all. It was mainly just like a sort of fresh Brettanomyces fermented beer, very light tartness, but we always know that fruit added, especially if there's any wild yeast on the fruit, or just how the added acidity from the tangerine mixed up with what the Brettanomyces created, can make beers quite sour. And this one, I think, is also hazier than the G13, but this has been sitting in my fridge for a few days. So some of the sediment is gone on the bottom. But it's pouring, and it looks like the head might dissipate. Ooh, and yeah, I smell a good bit of sourness in there. Yeah, it looks like a kind of sour IPA sort of thing. Head is sticking around a little bit, but I can smell some intense lemony tangerine already. Oh yeah, there's definitely some earthy, woody hops going on there too. But it's, yeah, really lemony. Actually, grapefruit, really tart, biting into a tart, fresh grapefruit is what the aroma smells like in this. And a little bit of Brett funk too. Just a slightly musty barnyard thing, but very woody, like some hay going on. And of course, like a little bit of a sweet tart Smarties thing. Ooh, very bright, not too sour. It's a quick tartness that kind of fades away. I swear this lactobacillus is used in this in some way. We're in the G13. I think that was just Brettanomyces, but I'd be surprised if there wasn't some kind of lactic acid in this. Because it's pretty tart, but it's the nice soft tartness. It's not vinegary. It's just like a lemony grapefruit thing in addition to a little bit of sweet tangerine, sweet tart sort of flavor. Pretty juicy. Not too sweet though. Rather dry with the little touch of bitterness. Not too bitter, at least after the first couple sips. But the tartness, I think with that low bitterness, medium low bitterness for an IPA, is making it really refreshing and nice. I'm not getting much heat from 7% except in the back of my throat. Well, that's pretty good, but it's kind of being taken over by the sourness. It's not as much of an IPA first, whereas I thought their G13, I loved a lot of the fresh, strong hop aromas and flavors. And that one was also a little bit fuller bodied, had more sweetness probably. This one is 7%, fermented more, and it has that addition of tangerine, probably just like tangerine juice. That's what it tastes like. And also some kind of lactic acid presence. Not sure how they get that in there, what the process is, but I mean, this is brewed by Crazy Mountain like most of theirs, and it's pretty good, but it reminds me a little bit of the Omnipolo, what's that one called? They're lemon pale ale. I'm blanking on the name right now, but that one's also brewed by Crazy Mountain, and it's sort of a hoppy sour thing. That one has lemon juice in it. This is not quite super tart. They use tangerine, but it seems like there must be some lactobacillus working in here. And the Brettanomyces, I got that in the aroma at first, but there's not really much funky flavors. It's really subtle, slight mineral thing happening too. It's nice, but it's almost like a really orange forward margarita type experience in a way, though it is carbonated. But it has that really fresh, tart lemon, lime, orange flavor. Yeah, I think I like the G13 a little bit more. If I were in my sour beer phase, I'd probably really like this, but it's a really well done beer that is equal parts hoppy and sour, and at a somewhat reasonable price. It's not, there's no barrel aging or anything with this beer, or aging on wood or anything in any way super fancy. It's very much a fresh, quickly made beer, I'm sure. But no off flavors, nothing unpleasant. It's just, in my opinion, the IPA is being overtaken by the sour in this beer. It might be great to like blend this with G13 and see what happens. And I wonder if the batches vary with this one at all, because they have been making this for a few months. It's just the first time this has gotten to my area. But I'm not getting so much hop complexity. It's really fading away into the juicy tart qualities, but it's really pleasant. I'll give it like a 80, 82, probably 82. It's definitely better than the Wittekerke Wild, though they both it seems like this is, in a way, doing the same thing that the Wittekerke Wild did, just taking a style and adding a good amount of sourness, a lot of sourness, and then a touch of funk, to the point where the original style is kind of battling it out. So we'll do 82. Goodbye.